Today I'll be making my absolute favorite caramel slices, so let's go. I'm gonna use 1 cup of plain flour. Excuse the red stuff in there, that's just food color that we got in there accidentally the last time we used it. Then I'm gonna use half cup of brown sugar and half a cup of desiccated coconut and 125 grams of plain butter. I'm just gonna cut it into cubes and melt it in the microwave so that it has a nice melted texture. And then all you gotta do is just mix it all together. Give this job to your kids, I swear they're really gonna enjoy this. And once you're done with that, line a baking tray with some baking paper, spray some oil on it so that it's just easier to get it out. And this is what your base should look like. It should have the consistency of wet sand that can be easily molded. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to take this mixture and put it in the baking tray. Use your hands to spread it through. This part is really tricky actually because you need a thin even layer, and then you just work it around with your hands. And once you're done with that, you can also use a little glass to roll it over. That's what I did. And this is what the base looks like, all nice and even. And then I'm going to put it in the oven at 200 degrees for about 15 minutes or till it turns golden. Just set the timer and let it do its thing. In the meanwhile, let's make our caramel layer. I have taken 125 grams of butter and I melt it on low heat. Once it's melted, I'm going to add in half cup of brown sugar and stir it till it dissolves properly in the mixture. Then I am slowly going to keep whisking it and adding 1 can, that is 395 grams of condensed milk. Keep stirring it on the lowest possible heat until it turns into this beautiful caramel golden color. Remove your base and keep it down to cool. Once it's cooled through, pour your caramel mixture on it. Spread it around a little bit to make sure you have an even layer, and once that's done, pop it back into the oven for 15 minutes or until the mixture turns a little bit golden and splotchy. This is what it looks like. Let it cool on the bench top first and then put it in the fridge when it gets room temperature. Now we'll work on our chocolate layer. I made myself a little double broiler by putting hot water in a pan and putting a glass heat-proof bowl on top, and then I poured in 290 grams of dark chocolate, and once it starts melting, I added in 1 teaspoon of oil in it. Look at the texture, it's so nice and shiny. My second layer was cool, and then I poured on my chocolate layer on it, spread it around. Again, you want nice even layers, nothing chunky, because it depends on how even your layers are. Once that's done, I'm gonna put it in the fridge to set overnight. Remove it from the fridge. Use a hot knife to cut it through. I usually dip my knife in hot water and get these nice, amazing, even slices. Look at all those layers. This turns out so good. Do let me know if you like the recipe.